Good evening, curling fans. Welcome into another broadcast here on Curdia. Hi, I'm John. This is Pim.
Hi there.
It seems like it's been forever since
Yeah.
we've been on stream, but it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, it feels indeed like a different year, or at least it's a different month, but it's a different year. And it also seems like ages since we broadcasted just a basic, regular Belgium curling league game. We had a couple of events, the World Curling Tour, and then the weekend before we had the Seniors Challenge. And I think it's already 3 or 4 weeks ago since we've broadcasted.
I think even further than that, before Christmas. So we're
Yeah,
looking
could
at, maybe?
So what is the Belgium Curling League? For the people kind of tuning in, can you explain a bit what is the Belgium Curling League and what is the Doubles League?
Well, so it's like it says, it's all of our teams in Belgium. We're playing doubles, so that's a format that's slightly. Okay, try that again. It's a slightly different format. There's only 5 stones per team, but each team starts with a stone already in play. So I guess technically there's 6. Their starting depends on where how fast the ice is moving, how all this kind of things. We'll explain that as we get into it.
Yeah, we'll explain the details of the games during the game, but like the Belgium League, we have 2 groups. We have a Group A and a Group B. I think we have quite a lot of doubles teams here in Belgium. We have also our national doubles team performing in one of the groups in Group B, and we're going to see them tonight. That's SD Rox. SD stands for Stephane and Danielle, and Rox obviously for Rox. It's a reference to a company in Belgium as well, but they're the current national team, and they're facing newcomers, and the newcomers are also pretty well known for Stephane, right?
Yeah. Stephane plays with both Christophe and Xavier on their quad team, so quite familiar. They've trained a lot together. He's helped them quite improve their skills. They've seen these guys get better and better every time out. They've only been playing for about a little less than a year, honestly, and you wouldn't know it. They've been fantastic. They've been really putting in the work, really getting better, and you see it. You see the work paying off. So it's gonna be a tough matchup here.
Yeah, and they also have quite a lot of fans. I got a message on Instagram, I think a couple of months ago, where Xavier told me we're watching the game in some kind of free-tour or a fry tent, so putting in the game on the big TV. And I think I noticed they have a little surprise for us during the stream. We'll see later, but there should be some kind of surprise coming from Qurling Stones. But I hope it's a nice surprise. We'll see.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have my finger on the dump button. If we go black, you'll know why. We'll get it sorted out. But I don't expect these guys. They've been big supporters of the stream, so
yeah, true.
I don't think they'll try anything bad.
No.
They're not gonna try to get us canceled.
If you look at, let's say, the standings, this is the schedule for this weekend. We have 4 games coming up in this weekend. There were a little schedule changes because we don't have the latest updates on the BCL League games. The latest updates are right here on a kind of small paper in the venue, and if you missed that, but that's that. But this is the correct schedule for this weekend. So tonight, Qurling Stones against SD Rox, a doubles game in the B group. And then tomorrow morning, a special broadcast. It will be Curdia TV challenging Who Basic, and that will be a special broadcast because we're going to have ourselves mic'd up again. So that should be an interesting stream.
Yep, you'll get to hear me try to hold my tongue, not to swear.
In the afternoon, we have Rox against Pi Square.
We don't know how to say that. It looks like pi squared, but they're both, their names are Peter. So who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, I think it's the first time for both Rox and Pi Square to be on stream, so that's a debut. Yep. And also for I think some players, it's a debut to be on the kind of high quality stream. I can't recall having Peter Melars quite a lot on our stream since he's playing with the Takeout Tigers, and we didn't stream our games with live comments. Yep. Same for Andres on the other team on Rox. So that could be interesting, and it's a doubles game in the A group. We'll show the group stages in the doubles leagues in a moment, and then on Sunday prime time we have an A division game. Steengoed, one of our tradition teams with very experienced players. Also Dirk, member of the BCL, is challenging the French team. We have a French team joining in our BCL, Viry-Châtillon. They played very strong last year in the B division. They basically won against every team, and now they're showing their strengths in the A division. So that should be a very nice schedule for the weekend here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Staying Good matchup. That's gonna Staying Good Viri matchup. That's two teams of very good quality, very similar in technical skills. So I think we're gonna see quite a good matchup there.
Yeah, remember Stephane from Viri also playing very good stones. He has 2 shot of the matches so far, and maybe he'll add a third one to his list, to the Wall of Fame, the Courtier Wall of Fame. But then back to the doubles. This is a doubles game tonight, and this is the league standing in doubles group B. So on top we have Belenki. They've played 5 games. Well, the scores is not updated, but anyway, we have SD Rox and Qurling Stones competing against the other teams. We have 2 groups, both consisting of 8 teams. So we have 16 doubles teams, and the best 3 teams, they move up towards the playoffs. So let's go back to the booth.
Yeah.
Back to our faces. Do you have a favorite pick so far, John? Do you have let's say any predictions for this game?
For this game, I think I'm gonna go with Qurling Stones. I think they're gonna surprise. Like, Christoph has been playing just fantastic this season and last, so I think that I'm gonna pick them to upset. In a slight upset. I think I think Danielle and Stefan have the skills, they have the experience, but I think I'm gonna take Qurling Stones in an upset today.
Yeah, you're going for the underdog that could surprise the most experienced team here, trying to take them off guard. Well, I'm going to go for the opposite. I think, well, they're the national team.
What a surprise.
What a surprise. They're the national team. I mean, they have 2 very good players. Danielle is playing on 2 national teams, both the doubles. I don't think the doubles actually contested in a world stage tournament, but well, they're the actual national doubles team. Yep. But then Danielle also plays with the Belgian Huskies, the Belgian women's team, and then Stefan, he plays with the Grey Ducks. He was a former Black Duck, but he's not a Black Duck anymore.
No,
because they lost the senior challenge.
They lost the challenge. They put up a good fight, but yeah.
We have Stefan eavesdropping here just outside the booth, trying to say if we're not kind of making fun of Stefan. We would never make fun of Stefan.
No.
Maybe a little bit at Christmas time when he's wearing his funny reindeer hat, but not in these official games.
That's not making fun. That's admiration. I love the hat.
Yeah, that's fan appreciation there.
Yep.
But
how are they doing?
How are they doing? They're doing their warm-ups. I don't know how far they're at with the warm-ups. After the warm-ups, they'll put the LSD, and then we'll know who gets to kick off the game. I think also having the hammer is a bit different in doubles. Normally, having the hammer is not super important. It's always a bit important, but here in the doubles it's different. If you find your weight, not having the hammer is not a disadvantage. You can put your stone exactly where you want it and put the pressure on the other team immediately.
Yeah, if you've got a good draw weight with your first stone, you can flip the end immediately into your favor, and so then it puts the team with the hammer on their back foot and having to do something different. So because of the takeout rules, because of the stones in play, yeah, it becomes very difficult. If you can get that first stone in a good spot, you can totally change things around. So that's it. So hammer isn't as important. I mean, it really is just finding your weights and doing what you need to do, and not waiting too long to open things up if you need to, and just it's tactics. Really, I think it comes down to tactics and weight. And we're gonna see who's got that down tonight. I think that is one of the advantages that SD Rox will have over Qurling Stones is their tactics. But now with it being doubles, it's generally just kind of draws, so the tactics are a little bit simpler than a standard 4-man game, but it's you still have to know what you're doing and look at all of the angles and everything else. So
yeah, I think also having that draw weight is super important. I've seen teams lose even when they should be better because they were struggling with finding their draw weight. And if you cannot put the stone on the pin, then you have a big problem in the doubles basically. And that's also why I've picked SD Rox as my favorite. I think they're supposed to be the most consistent in finding that draw weight, finding that T-line weight, and putting those stones exactly where they want it. But yeah, I'm not going to launch the hashtag John's wrong already, but maybe in a couple of minutes. But yeah,
it's still early.
It's still early. But if you're out there, if you're watching the stream, if you're in chats, feel free to connect with us. We have chat open. We read your messages. We read your feedback, questions, suggestions. If you have a good shot of the match, potential shot of the match, make sure you give us a heads up. We also have Timothy, always very critical on our choices of shot of the match. That's very important to notice. But yeah, basic takeaway is make sure you chat away. We'll read it, and that really bumps up the atmosphere.
Yeah, if you have any questions. Also, don't forget to, like, subscribe, do all that thing, because the more people that like this, the more that our content gets pushed out to other viewers and helps us grow. So it's really important that you guys do that for us. We appreciate it. We like all the support you get. Even if you're just watching, we don't mind, you know, but if you could do the likes and subscribes and all that good stuff,
really helps us a lot.
Really help us out.
By the way, John, this week we've had a new milestone. Now we've topped 300 subscribers here on Kurdia TV. So there are 300 and counting people out there that are watching, that are subscribing, and that are kind of getting notified about our streams and that appreciate our content. And I think we're just very grateful to have fans giving that kind of sign of appreciation. It helps us to kind of know we're doing good.
We've grown quite a lot faster than I expected, and I appreciate that. It's really been humbling to get the support that we've gotten, and we're really grateful for it. So
yeah, and if you're out there watching the games on TV, send us some pictures. We also like to see where you're watching, how you're watching. If you have a little bit of a candlelight, a bit of wine, relax, little blanket. If you're watching in your bathtub, that's all fine for us.
Please safe for work pictures, though.
yeah. And banana for scale if you have a large TV. We like to know. But yeah, I think we are about to get started with this game.
They just did their first LSD, so we might as well switch over and watch the last one.
Yeah, let's hop over to our curling rink here in Zemst, Belgium. The only one in Belgium. So this is their second LSD.
Yes, I happened to see in the preview that they had done one, and it actually did pretty good. I think it was within the red, so Stephane's was in the red, Danielle's was just inside the house, so this one gets down into the white, and I believe that Qurling Stones will start out with the hammer, but they are going to need to work on this one. Oh.
So this is not qualifying for possible SD. Stephane is just measuring to be sure. No. Yeah, it's out of the house. That has been confirmed by Stephane.
You never can be too careful,
you never can be too, yeah. There are optical illusions out there. So I'm going to assume that SD Rox put a good LSD on the sheet and they starting with the hammer.
I'm muted. They put both of theirs into the house, so they are definitely going to have the hammer.
All right, and there are the handshakes.
Starting handshakes.
And we are getting ready for a weekend of curling. I've called this weekend the pre-Valentine weekend. I was searching for a kind of good name. February, well,
that's about that's about it, right? Yep. All right, so strap in, everybody. Get your beverages and snacks ready. Get comfortable, and we are getting ready to do this. Well, actually, I guess after they set up the starting stones.
And this is the boss. This is the ice maker, the man with the plan.
Yeah. See, I'm going against
with the broom.
I'm going against the guy who made the ice for his own match tonight, who has the experience. So, if I were a betting man, I would say don't listen to me. You never know, though. It's like I'd be getting underdog odds at the casino, so I like my chances. So the ice is moving, is curling quite a lot, so they are putting this well back. This looks like it's going to be at the 5th or 6th starting position. So It usually means that the ice curls quite a bit. So the closer to the house it is, that means the more the ice is curling. So if you have a stone if it starts out really high, like close to the hog line, then that is going to be, means the ice will be straight. So.
We did a poll in one of our Instagram stories for this game, and currently SD Rox is winning the poll with the fans, so the popular vote is going to SD Rox. But that was before the first stone was thrown. Can change a lot during this game, of course.
Yep.
This one seems a bit short, but I don't know the ice.
It will. I don't know that's going to carry a lot deeper than it looked. It looked really like it was going to come up short of the house, but not too bad. Gets it in there. They can still use that. Maybe tap that back a little bit. So, what I see, we're going to have. I'm going to guess Stephane is just going to draw this one around on the other side.
Interesting here, both teams decide not to have a skip pointing the broom, but have 2 sweepers measuring the speed.
Yeah, I think for some teams they like to use that. They'd like to have the timing of it as opposed to the broom, because you can always line up on the other end. Some people find it easier to line up on a broom, but ooh, that one just goes through. Yep. A little bit heavy. But you can see it's coming quite wide of the of that guard and still falling quite a bit. So now this is an opportunity for Qurling Stones to come around from that open ice side and see how that works. As usual, no thinking time in our Belgian League matches. So
I'm really have adjustment problems. We've played WTC tournaments.
Yeah, the WCT tournament. These guys are so used to playing with the clock. Even though we didn't have one, it was go, 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 go. They were ready no waste of time at all. We had 8 and 4-man matches take less than 2 hours. So this one's going to be in there. Is it going to get down deep enough and fall over? Are they oversweeping that?
Yeah, they overswept it. Did it, unfortunately.
Ooh, that's going to be close. But it's also open for SD Rox to use as there's a pocket there for them to draw into. So I think we're going to see that same stone. Now they've got backing. Yes, we had a 70-person short curl tournament this afternoon, so the ice could quite likely be dirty. Even though they've scraped it and resurfaced it, it's still, some of the dirt always seems to stay. So you saw Stephane kind of just scratching at something, making sure it was not going to hold the house, interrupt the stone. This one's on the wide side, but I think that's going to fall down and still get onto that yellow. Just need to make sure.
Is it heavy?
No, I think that one's going to be quite all right. Might even be a little bit light. They're going to sweep this that last few meters to get that in, and it comes up just short. Still a usable position for them. Oh, interesting. Let's see what they're... Oh, little wardrobe malfunction there. Wardrobe adjustment. Interesting call here. Looks like they're going to try a takeout.
hit and roll or an
think
actual takeout?
I think an actual takeout. And they're gonna try to play it off at an angle too.
And they like to play takeouts. That's
yeah, that is
well-known facts.
Yep.
What did they call it again? Their takeouts? They had a term for it.
The rockets.
Rockets.
So this one's hard. I think it's a bit outside. I don't think this one is gonna curl over like they need it to.
Nope.
That was a risky shot. I think I would have played the tap back on the yellow stone first, but because now this leaves that red one open to for Danielle and Stephane to run back or to tap back. Yeah, all they have to do is tap it back a little bit, run their straight back, and then it pushes the yellow out of the way. They'll leave sitting with 2 and a guard in front of it. Yeah, and I think this is where that call from Qurling Stones, I think that's where you'll see the inexperience. Just that, do you go for that kind of shot right then? I'm not sure I would have. Because taking that one out, unless they got rid of both of those reds, I don't think it was going to be all that helpful for them just to get rid of one. This one's going to start to curl over. Gonna help this one, just give it a little bit of a tap. Oh, that's a beautiful stone.
Yeah, look
right
at that
there.
angle, tapping out the yellow, and
Beautiful
this is a very good stone. This puts them in a very good position there. 2 stones nicely stacked.
Yep, well-deserved high five. Very nice, yeah. Now, they could try to send one of their rockets in, but I don't think they would be able to get more than 2 stones out. Unless they hit it hard enough, but it's got to catch. I think that top one is jammed. Or it's frozen, so it's just going to jam. So, okay, I see what they're going to do. Now they're going to tap this one back because, yeah, those reds are sitting behind the tee line. So they will have an opportunity to tap that yellow one back and get into scoring position as well.
I think Xavier indicating it could be, I don't know, inside, starting the ball.
Yeah, it's curling over quite a lot. Not quite the speed. Yeah.
It's not the worst. I mean, red stones are still back of the tee line, and they have those 2 yellow stones in front, so they can promote them and stay shot. So it looks bad if you just look at the numbers right now. It looks like SD Rox is sitting 3. But again, they're in the back of the house.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see SD Rox. I think we're gonna see Danielle put her stone, just a guard out in front of that, so they can't push that yellow one back. So they're gonna have to come around and do that same shot again. They had the weight on it, right? I think it was just the line, a little bit inside. So if they get that one to being get the right line, they still have a chance here.
Okay.
It's going to matter how much this one's going to curl over once it slows down.
Yeah, I want to guard.
That one looks to be pretty good. I think that's going to be in a very nice spot. Yep.
Yep. Nice guard there. Good stone.
Trying to see what they're... Yeah, I think they're just going to have to try that same shot again. But this time I believe it's Xavier is going to be throwing it. Yes. Hashtag John's rule.
Christophe with the signature build-up trousers.
Oh, this one appears to be inside. They're going to have to sweep this one to get it around that guard.
This is an important one. They have to get the yellow one deeper. Keep sweeping it. Needs the width. Needs the angle. It's
but it just slowed down. Is that going to get tapped
I hear
enough
tap.
in?
I'm afraid it's not deep enough.
Don't believe that got in deep enough.
No. So it's 3 for SD Rox, and then they might come over the side and put a 4th in there.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for them to score 4.
Are they going to look for that opportunity? And they're looking at the other side.
Yeah, that doesn't... I don't understand why they would go that side.
This is the final stone here, so...
Yeah, that's the... For me, that one has the biggest risk of tapping something in and taking points out of their own pocket. So I would come from that open ice side and... Nope, they're going for the wall.
Nope.
Oh, I think he's just going to throw it away. I think they've just decided to throw it away.
Really?
Yeah,
maybe they're happy with 3 then, but it's still not a big risk to try and go for that 4th point. And it's just not a stone to throw away, this one. It'll tap in the yellow one. See, this is what you mentioned. It says...
Nah, it's going to fall enough. It's going to be short. Yeah.
Well,
I think they just wanted to get a look at the ice.
Maybe, yeah.
Intentionally threw it short.
And there's a 3.
Oh, big 3 points to start out for SD Rox. Taking advantage of the that missed attempted takeout from Qurling Stones and just leaving that little bit, that stone a little bit short. So let's see if the Castle Boys can get their
the Castle
act
Boys
together.
I still don't know the story behind the Castle Boys.
I don't either. I don't know where it came from, but somebody else was calling them that. So
we picked it up.
So SD Rox will be starting us off. That means Qurling Stones will have the advantage to start off with their shot in the house, but we will see who has what it takes. All right, Stephane's going to be starting us off here in end number 2.
He's getting ready. And again, if this is a good draw weight, it immediately puts pressure on Qurling Stones again.
Yeah, weight looks pretty good. Just going to have to sweep this to get it down.
It falls very nicely. They have to keep sweep. It's not deep enough though.
A little bit light, which comes up just short of the house. And I think with the way we're seeing the ice curl, I think that both teams will be able to get around that stone there and still get to the button. So definitely a bit wider track than Stephane's took.
Looks heavy. With that
Like,
deception, yeah.
yeah, it slows down quite a bit. That's a pretty nice stone,
This is
though.
a very good stone. Nice. And in front of the tee line. I like it.
Very nice stone.
I
there.
like
Yeah,
it.
good positioning. Yeah, Danielle and Stephane can't do anything with it yet, and one more stone has to be played before takeouts are available. So, yep, they're just going to have to come around that other side. They have that option of possibly tapping their red one back if it's too far inside, but I think they can get a draw in around behind that one.
Yeah, it's still open enough to draw behind it.
Yeah, looks like it's a little bit more than a stone's width outside the front of the house, and we've seen this, the ice that once it starts to curl, it curls a lot. So if they can sneak it just by there, that's going to come in quite nicely onto the pin.
SD Rox. Stephane and Danielle. That's the explanation for SD. I think most of the people here at the club figured that out.
Wasn't quite sure about the ice that Stephane gave Danielle there, but this one looks to be okay. Maybe a slight bit on the heavy side.
Yeah.
Just need to lay off it.
Just passing the guard there. And now it'll tap the yellow stone, but it's still not shot.
Yellow is still shot. Yep. That's one of those though. If she's any lighter, it hits that guard. So, yeah.
Difficult stones because your skip would call to sweep because he's afraid it might tap the guard, but then the sweepers might hesitate and don't want to sweep because they feel like it's too hard.
Yeah.
And then as a team you have to figure out what's the perfect kind of in the middle solution. Where do you start to sweep, or where do you decide you have enough space for it to curl around the guard?
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. Let's see what Qurling Stones are gonna do. I think they're just gonna come around that other side. They're gonna put up a guard, or even a freeze up against it. Tap that one a little bit forward would be also good.
Well, I think
they are still sitting. They are still sitting too.
They're sitting too, yeah, and I think they're going for a guard. That's not a bad choice because if you guard that side, then they really kind of put the difficult stones back over to SD Rox, force them to try something.
So it appears to be a little outside, but I think that will curl over
nicely
enough. I think if it gets on that line, that's going to be good. Yep, it kind of shuts down.
Nice guard. Don't think it'll fit the stone, so that's a very good guard. It basically guards maximum size of feet there, and that leaves SD Rox with only one option. I think not only one option, but leaves them at least with a difficult option to try and run back a stone.
Yeah, I think, or that, or just they want to open it up. I think they just kind of want to open it up.
Yeah,
but that's what. It's going to be tough to do without leaving the shooter, because if you want to get rid of both of those guards, you almost have to nose hit the top one. And I don't know that that's what they would want. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but... to fall over. Runs it straight back, splits him open. I think that's good. I think that works for them. It leaves the shooter in there as a guard, but it still kind of opens things up. So we're going to see Christoph and Xavier figure out where they want to put this guard. Oh, excuse me. They want to close up this other side.
Stephane checking like how much space is there in between, and we try something. But if Qurling Stones put a very good draw shot here, even a draw in front of the T line somewhere in the reds, that's basically more or less putting the game in a conclusive situation for Qurling Stones
for this
here.
end. Yeah, that would be even. Yeah, I think right in the red in front of the T line would be a good spot.
Yeah,
for
they
it.
might even be happy with 2 points because that's semi-neutralizes the treehouse they had earlier. We have Olivier joining us in chats, obviously rooting for Christophe, Xavier.
Welcome on in. This one looks
wide and hard.
no, it's a little heavy,
Yeah, I misestimated.
but actually no. See, it's just
Whoa.
really dying. So
Yeah, it's dying and it's curling, so this is a pretty nice stoner. Maybe it curled a bit too much then.
yep, I think they could still kind of
They can
sneak
still
it.
creep around and get to the pin, and they have their own redstone as backing, so that'll work. I think that's also what Stephane's calling, like, get it there.
Trying to figure out, what their options are.
Yep, this is what we're going to try.
Actually,
Although,
I think where he's lining up his broom, they're going to maybe try to take out that yellow, or even run the red one back and just open things up again.
So they're not going for a draw here.
Does not seem like it, no. This one has a little bit more weight. She indicated it's a little bit inside, though. It's going to curl over, but it's not quite heavy. Once it starts to curl, it goes, so... Opens things up a little bit, pushes their red one through, out the back of play.
And is this the desired result here?
No.
Highly doubtful.
Nope. Well, I would bet my house. I would bet your house on it too. that was not what they wanted to happen. It did help them a little bit by opening things up. But it doesn't do enough, and it's gonna allow Christophe and Xavier to put another guard here on the side to kind of close down that route to the to the button. I hear the cheers from a group of ladies doing a what do you call that?
Initiation?
Initiation lesson, yes. They're having a good time with the sliding and all that, so...
That's good to know. We have way too few female curling players in Belgium, so if they enjoy it, who knows, maybe they'll come back.
Xavier calling for the sweep. This one is inside. This one's going to curl over quite a lot, so it's not going to block off that path.
No, it's also very light. It's going to curl hard, maybe even tap the red guard there.
gonna tap against the red, but
It's not
actually,
the worst. It's not the worst. But it
Make-
doesn't really guard anything, so...
no, it's guarding that center guard, but it doesn't guard the line that they needed.
So now they're going for the option to try and draw it, and...
Yep. They've got the backing.
Yeah.
Freezing up against this red would still leave them a little bit behind the tee line, but it would leave them in shot position, and with a stone that's locked in place, that would be really tough to get rid of. So...
important stone here for them, of course, because if they leave this short, they're facing...
Daniel thinks it's wide.
Yeah. It looks wide, but it might fall a bit, but no, it's just too wide.
And heavy.
And heavy.
Oof.
Oof. Then this is a hard miss there.
Yep. So now opportunity for
4
Xavier
points.
and Christoph. Good 4, yeah.
Yeah, just hack weight takeout, put the reds all the way back, and then score 4 points and take the lead in this game. It's,
I wouldn't necessarily go for the hack weight.
or back weights.
I would just go back line, back weight draw, because it doesn't... You want to make sure that that stone, like the shooter, stays. So even if it's a little bit outside, the shooter won't roll off very far. It needs to just stay halfway in the blue, or just all the way in the blue. So as long as it doesn't go out to the outer edge, then...
Yep, indeed. And the basic principle is take it out, leave your shooter, score 4. And if they pull that off, then... well, maybe I have to believe you at some point that they could surprise teams right here.
It's still early days in the match, so it's...
but if they if they manage to get that shot, could we conclude that Stephane Daniel made a mistake trying not to draw it with their fourth stone there?
If they come out with one, they got to let this fall. Stop sweeping, guys. Got to let it curl.
It looks good. It hits the red one. And it's out. Is it deep enough? Well, it's 3 points, not 4, but 3 is also fine.
Big end for Qurling Stones. Wrapping it, tightening it back up.
And they're getting a little high five from Stephane there.
Yeah, very nice
sportsmanship. And it's tied 3-3.
Wow, good end from the...
Yeah, I did not expect that.
There.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you got to play the matches and not just do it on paper, you know?
It's so easy to comment if you're kind of sitting here in the warmth of the booth with a drink, spying on the teams with our 2 cameras, pretending like we know it better.
Yep. Armchair skip is the best skip.
But I'm betting Olivier is happy to tune in the stream right when Qurling Stones is back in the game.
Yep. All right, so big end there. Doubling or leveling it up. Here we go. Xavier is gonna score on the board.
That's a good boy.
Thank you.
Karma is heading your way, Xavier. Curling Karma, of course. You can never be too happy if you open up with a treehouse and then think, well, this could be an easy night. Let's relax. And then 15 minutes later, everything is back to square one.
Yeah, you don't want to relax too soon. Don't, especially not after the first end. You should really try to keep that focus. It's really important. All right. This one I think is a little bit light. This is going to curl over onto the yellow stone.
Splitting the guards is not the worst.
No.
And I think they even have one in the house. Yeah, this is a good opening.
Bites into the house, so could come into play later.
Yeah. I mean, now SD Rox, they don't have a guard to protect their shot stone anymore. So
no. Yeah, so can't just draw one up there. So this So Danielle just kind of tap it. She wants to put something right there back at the front of the house.
Yeah, if you manage to do those splits, I think sometimes that's a good option.
Now, one thing I've just noticed is they have only half the lights on right now.
Yeah, true.
It's still plenty bright in there. There's no issue with that, but
yeah, if there's somebody here at the booth that knows how to control and that's an important thing, that knows how to control the buttons, because I remember at one point we were trying to put on some lights here in the canteen, and that was also during an SD Rox game. They were doing their practice, or maybe even they're preparing for their LSDs, and we're trying to figure out how to turn on the lights, and suddenly it went dark in the, on the sheets.
all right. Saw Xavier indicate he wants it to draw up against that red stone while it's open. Take advantage. This one just for weight. Gotta make sure it's not too heavy. You don't want to tap that red one away, because then it'll have to come back.
Looks fine. Looks fine.
Curl over.
Yeah, and they sit behind the guard there. Very nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's not too bad. Yeah.
Well, it still leaves the
true.
Still leaves the button open, and there's kind of creates a little bit of a pocket. But I think the red one is far enough back that even if they freeze up against it, it's still not shot. So the backing isn't as useful for Stephane and Danielle as it looks. So I'm trying hard not to be super critical like we were at the WCTs, because we had to, because just about every stone was perfect.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we even got comments that we were too enthusiastic with every double takeout we saw. Like, hey, at this stage, a double takeout is a normal stone to play. Don't be all hyped about it. Well, sorry if I see a double takeout and it's well executed and well team performance, I'm hyped. But yeah, some double takeouts are harder than others if you have them sitting next to each other.
I think the line looks good on this one. Just gonna have to sweep it for weight. Ooh, this is gonna come up a little bit light though.
Yeah, Stephane coming over to help sweep. Zip, zip, zip.
Covers up that red, but not quite really what they wanted. This is gonna allow Christophe and Xavier to come around from the other side. If they're short, then that's a guard.
What are they up to? What's their plan here?
They're just looking to see where it could end up, where the best place to put it is. So if it like over curls, where is it going to end up? Xavier just trying to remember the exact grain of ice or pebble where he wants it to stop. Oh, he fooled me. This one looks a bit outside and a bit light. They're going to try to sweep this one over, but it does not seem to be curling at all from over there. I think they would have been better off not sweeping that one, letting it curl over more. coming up a little bit short would have been okay. Because now there, it could potentially be used as sort of a hit and roll. Although I don't think it would be easy to roll in. And I think the way we're seeing Stephane set up, that they're going to try to tap this red one back.
Yep. That's the hard thing sometimes with takeouts and double games. You don't get to throw and then sit and watch the line. You have to get up, be ready to sweep.
Yep. This one just didn't fall over. Oh, but the little tic-tac-toe
Yeah, that was
and...
a bit lucky maybe. I don't think that was the initial plan, but they got it where they wanted it. So that's...
I think it carried a little too far and yellow is still shot.
Yeah, and it's
close. It's
close.
Really hard to tell, but I
agree. Yellow is still
I
shot.
think yellow's still shot.
Center is open, and is there a double takeout there?
There is, but they don't want to do that. I think with both the reds being behind the T line,
they want to use it
they
as
want to use
backing.
its backing. Yeah, so they want to kind of put this something in front of it. Oh, it looks like they might be trying for a takeout the way they're setting up that broom.
They are the type of team that are very kind of eager to play takeouts if they are given an opportunity or a shot to take it.
Yeah, that's that lack of experience that they'll learn. That you don't always need to get rid of the other team's stones.
No,
it's a very early beginning tactic that people use. Is like, oh, I have to get rid of everything from the other team in the house, when you really just need to move it far enough away and use it to your advantage where you can.
Yeah, since they're
sliding was inside and then he pushed it back. Did he do it enough? This one's starting to curl over. Well, that's...
It's not the double they wanted, but it's still a good stone for them.
Yeah,
they still use the backing, so...
Yep. They've got the backing there. But, yeah, it did push their yellow one out of the way. That was just... I don't think they thought of that risk, that the shooter would fall over and tap their own away, so... And I think there's enough space. It really depends. I think Danielle and Stephane are just going to... Yeah, I think they're just going to try to draw in on top of this one. It would put them right on the pin, give them a backing, so a freeze would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, Stephane wants to draw, and then Danielle is a bit afraid that the red corner guard is too much in the way.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think it is.
Backline weight will be... Oh, would that be too much? Hack weight.
Interesting call. If it works, it's good, but there's a little potential danger there that if you give too much ice, or if you're off the broom, that you're going to tap that corner guard.
This one needs to curl over. There it goes.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that curled a lot.
Yeah, check it curl.
As soon as it started to go, it was...
It has a curl. And now a reddish shot, I think. Although...
yeah, I think
yes.
reddish shot. It's close. Ooh, it's hard to say.
The teams seem to be undecided. So if they're undecided, we're probably undecided as well, eh?
Oh, it's just so hard to tell.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Yeah. Kristoff has the right idea. Draw something in here, freeze up against that red on the inside, use that pocket.
They're still behind the tee, which means they're still backing for a future shot stone.
Yeah. Now this is their last stone, so they need to get this one into the right spot.
Yeah, use the backing, get behind that left red corner guard, and then draw it. I think that's their best option to force SD Rox to only score 1. So no broom for this stone here.
This one seems inside and a little heavy.
And this is definitely heavy. Question is, will it fall? It starts to fall, takes the scroll.
It's going to take out their backing.
Yeah,
it's
but now the shot.
shots.
That's good. It's good. It's shot and it's behind the guard. So I think that objective is success, right? They accomplished a situation where they have to force SD Rox to throw. Well, they can take it out, of course, and then they score 2 points.
That's the thing, and that's why they didn't want to get rid of that backing. And I think even Kristoff was kind of saying just lay it up against that red one, but a little bit heavy there. You know, it does get one out of the way, but it leaves it with no backing, and yeah, pretty much a hack weight, slightly more than back line will be enough just to get this over, and I think they'll go with hack weight just to be safe. Get it on the nose, score 2.
Another important stone for Stephane.
Sliding seemed to be inside.
Oh yeah, this is inside. It'll hit the guards.
Yeah.
I think they can already give up on the stone. Can they go for an option to tap it through then?
Maybe that guard can
Then
go
they had
through.
to sweep it. Sweep it.
Yep. Ooh.
So this is 1 for Qurling Stones.
Yeah, big steal there. Yeah.
Could they have saved it by sweeping it and trying to go for that option to run
That's
it
a
back?
possibility. It was close enough that, yeah, if they could have swept that.
But you don't have much time to see that second option and immediately go for that second option.
Yeah, if that wasn't in your original plan, it's so hard to, like, just think of that one and have it come in. And so just, yeah, sliding was well inside. Couldn't correct it with the release, and so that one just never stood a chance. So big steal for
yeah, indeed.
Xavier and Kristoff.
Unexpected, but well, unexpected for me. No, unexpected
I
for
was
you.
gonna say unexpected for you. Maybe I'm the one who picked these guys.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, true.
Like they're gonna surprise.
Yeah, both teams won 2 games so far in their group. They're sitting 2 points. I don't think they have lost. I think this is their second game. I'm not entirely sure, but.
So yeah, they've I think they've both played 2 and they're won 1 and lost 1.
Yeah, that's.
So I'm not 100% sure.
No.
This double season stretches on and there's so many gaps in it. It's really hard to remember at times. So here we go. Xavier's going to lead us off here in the 4th end as Qurling Stones lead 4-3 over SD Rox.
Oh yeah, official standings. SD Rox is sitting 5th. They have played 2 games so far, a win and a loss. And then Qurling Stones are sitting 6th, played 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses.
Oh, okay. This one looks pretty good. Is this one going to get
this
down
is
there?
good. This is just too short.
Just a
But it's
little bit.
usable. They can tap
Yep,
it through.
yep.
It's,
Yeah, better that it's their stone there and not the red.
all right. Now that's the funny thing with doubles, and you had to play the last stone, and now if you're Stefan, you have to throw the first stone again. So you're first and last at the same time, and the other player is playing the middle 3 stones. I still haven't figured out or decided what's the best strategy to split up your team.
I think having set positions or fixed positions, but knowing that you can, being able to swap if somebody's not playing well or somebody's on a hotter hand. So
yeah, true. That's an advantage. You can always swap positions. I think you can swap multiple times in a game.
Yep, you can do it. Each end you can change, and you can keep doing it every end if you like, but you're not allowed to switch during the end, obviously.
Yeah, otherwise, you could have a situation where nobody or somebody plays no stones and then the other plays all 5. That would not be allowed, obviously. Yeah, this is a good stone, a bit light though. No, it curls.
It's a little light, and once it starts to curl, it really starts to go. So that one's gonna fall in line.
Yeah. Yeah, Stefan's struggling with his weight a little bit.
I think you're in that risk if you're heavy on one stone, then the next one. Yeah, he just threw kind of a higher weight stone, and I have to take some off of it. I find it's a lot easier to go from a hard takeout to a draw than it is to go from, say, a hack weight to a draw, because the difference in speed isn't that much, so it's easier to overcorrect.
Yep. And if this is a very good draw, then the pressure's really on. This looks good. I would sweep just to make sure. We've seen these stones drop dead and fall lots.
Just needs to make sure of the weight. Line looks really good.
Yeah,
but
keep sweeping.
It just needs to keep coming down, and that's going to be fantastic. Wow.
What a stone. This shot of the match for me so far. So far, shot of the match.
That's a fantastic stone. Can't put that much better right there on the pin. Even Danielle just kind of put her hand out and shook her head like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So I think if you're SD Rox, what do you do here? Do you try to open it up to get at it? But you've got so many stones in a row. I mean, they have 2, and then that first stone from Qurling Stones that came into the house. That's kind of guarding things open too. So it's like, maybe the way it's so lined up. What do you do? So I think
putting a stone against the yellow one and then try to slowly tap him.
Yeah,
that's an option. You don't have to be shot with your first attempt, but
just at the end is when it counts. So set something up here, put a stone there that they could use to chip it away.
Something you see with kind of high-end games, that they're just kind of stacking up, and as long as the angles are lined up in your favor, then that last stone could split everything in your favor, take out the stones you don't need and leave the stones you want to leave. That's very difficult, of course. So much easier said than done.
This one's a bit heavy and wide, and I think they were trying to do a hack weight and get at it, but that's it's an interesting call there. Yeah, so now Christophe and Xavier can guard it up, play for the steal. Steal of 1 is better than giving up 1, so
yeah.
Guard it up, boys. That's where you want to put it, right there. Don't get greedy.
Yeah, steal of 1 is always good.
Yeah, greedy gets you in trouble.
That's, I think, the best option maybe here is just guard it, and if it's a bit hard, you can sweep it, freeze up against your stone.
Yeah, the freeze is also a good backup, but I would be playing for the draw first, playing for the guard, cover that up.
Xavier is afraid that Christophe might throw it too hard. He's like, make sure it's not too hard. Nice and slow. Nice and easy.
Might be a little bit lighter than they want. Looks quite wide as well.
As long as it falls, it's a good stone for them. They need it to fall.
Yep, there it goes. Yeah, that's going to be quite nice.
Oh, look at it fall.
That's good
This is a
positioning.
very good
Yeah,
stone
very
area.
good stone.
Very good stone. This is what they need.
Yep, very nice.
Takes away the option for SD Rox to do the stacking game.
Yep, yep. I think I heard a couple of claps in the
Yeah, we have
canteen.
a fan. There's somebody in the canteen
We
that
can't
is
see him
bringing us
anymore.
drinks and is clapping.
He didn't bring me a drink, but I don't need a drink. I still
He
got
asked
my-
you.
I know.
You
He
declined.
did. He did. I declined. I had enough drinks last night for a while, so I'm just sticking to water.
All right, Stefan. Don't worry about it. It's still only halfway. And it's just 4-3. I mean, sometimes if you're playing a couple of bad stones in a row, it feels like you're in a very bad situation and it's hard to get out, but never too late.
Nope.
At least not in the fourth end, in an 8-ender.
One's gonna curl over just a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Catches it. Opens things up nicely.
Yeah, gives them some options. This is a
Good stone there. Yeah, exactly what they needed. Got the shooter to roll over a little bit as well, so it's not sitting right in front of the on that center line.
trick shot with the broom.
So. I think they've lost count of stones. They're looking over there and saying, whose turn is it to throw?
Yeah.
I think it is Xavier's turn to throw the last stone.
Going for a center guard. I think that's a good call there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you kind of do the counter logic, if the other team is trying to open up the center, that means closing down the center is a good counter strategy.
Yep, just shut it down. They're already sitting at the really strong position. Getting greedy and going for another one at this stage would not be good.
No.
Oh no, miscounted. It is Christoph's last stone.
Yeah, and even a steal of 1 leaves them where they would win 3 out of 4 ends, having 2 steals in a row,
Yep.
leading 2 points. All of that is in favor of Qurling Stones. But still some stones to play, of course. Can't get ahead of ourselves.
That's what they need to make sure they do. They just look at what they have now in front of them, not the next end, not what can the final score of the match be. Get this one over onto that center line. It's going to be really good.
Nice, nice guard.
Good positioning. Very
Yeah.
good stone there.
So yeah, I didn't overheard him, but it felt like Daniel was saying, hey guys, you're really making us think hard here
Yeah.
with these stones. I mean, we have to figure out ways to get back into this game with each stone. It's never straightforward. Oh, let's do a draw. Oh, let's take it out. It's always kind of puzzling.
Yeah.
If we do this, can we make a move? Meanwhile, Xavier and Christophe are riding the relaxy taxi here.
Yeah. They are slapping hands and feeling pretty good. They just got to make sure they don't feel too good. Yeah, don't get too comfortable, boys. Still have 4 more ends after this, and anything can happen, so.
what was the plan with this stone?
I'm
Trying
to figure out what, maybe try to draw it around, get behind it, but it's a little bit wide, a little bit heavy.
Maybe the plan was to just put it in the side of the house and then use it to hit and roll or tap it through with their final stone.
That's also a possibility. I think, yeah, maybe they wanted it just a little bit higher.
Yeah, because now it's behind the T line again, so that's takes out that option. If it would have been much more in front of the house, still in the house, but in front of the house, then they could use it, come back.
I think where it is, it's still usable, but it's going to take like a bit of weight to get it to draw, to cut straight over, and to move that yellow one far enough away to allow the shooter. This could be one that Xavier and Christoph just try to play their takeout, get rid of that red one.
Yeah, make sure that SD Rox can't use it.
And if they hit it right, they could even take that other red one out.
Oh yeah, imagine if they pull that off. That would be...
But I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. They might just be trying to guard it up.
That would be crazy stone if they use it to do a double takeout and then sit 3 stones in the house.
That would be
an awesome stone. Don't think that will be the case though, but just trying to picture it.
Looking at how Christoph just tapped his broom where he wanted it, looking at the fact that he's timing it, this is just going to be a draw. And I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to see one of their
crazy rockets
there, but yeah, then they run they are playing it smart, because if they tried that rocket and it's inside, that could move their yellows out of the way and leave a path for Stephane and Danielle to come in. So
yeah, now SD Rox is going to try to do the hit and roll. I mean, that was their plan with this stone. That was the intention of this stone, placing it there. And because Xavier missed his stone, they still have that option.
Yeah.
Not the easiest option though, but
no, and this is something I'm not sure Danielle has, that she throws stones with this kind of weight very often. So it's gonna be a bit of something new for her.
So the weight has to be. You don't have that much room.
No, and it doesn't look like they're giving very the way he's giving the ice. They're not gonna play with much weight.
Yeah, okay, but then
it doesn't have to move it very far, to be honest.
Well, you can't. It's behind the T line, so the shooter stone must become the point winning.
Yeah,
stone,
it's what they're trying to do. Yeah, it's a
hit. Do they have enough?
But they might just be willing to try to draw it over. I don't know.
And the draw seems even harder.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
It's okay on the weight, but is that going to be too wide? Yeah, that's just going to stay out there.
I was a bit confused.
Oh, that's not even
with how
heavy
much
enough. That's going to be too light.
Yeah. This is again a steal for Qurling Stones, leading 2 points halfway. And
through 4, they're up
5-3.
5-3. Wow, that was
unexpected for at least 50% of the people here in the booth. Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to catch it. Oh yeah. Like and subscribe, right?
All right, we'll allow it.
We'll allow it. Oh, and there's another one. This was a surprise they were going for. Hold it still, guys. Cube, Wise, do good. TM1.
Okay.
And then of course like and subscribe Korea TV. Well. Yeah, if you're a fan of curling, if you're a fan of unexpected plot twists, underdog teams beating the experienced teams, this is exactly why you would want this.
Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, make sure you get turn the notifications on, so you can see us. You can see all the action whenever we go live.
Yeah. Yes, Xavier, he went over to me and he said, "Well, I have a surprise for you guys." I said, "Well, if we're able to catch it, maybe I could miss it. Sometimes I'm trying to find an angle, or I'm watching the stones, or I'm watching the game, and then if you're putting up your paper on the other side of the sheets, I'm gonna totally miss it. And he said, well, don't worry about it. There's no chance you're gonna miss it. I'm going to make it very obvious. Well, this was very obvious. So there it is. 3 ends for Qurling Stones. 5 points for Qurling Stones. 2 steals in a row. Can they...
Starting off with the power play here in the 5th end.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting call there.
Danielle and Stephane trying to get back in.
Karl is watching the stream. She'll also notice the fan shout-outs. Hey, Karl. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
We heard about your... inabilities to be at the venue.
Getting the spicy cough. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
And luckily for Caro, there is still Kurdia TV with live streaming. So you can actually feel like you're still part of the club, even though you're just sitting at home.
Alright, so here we go to start the 5th end. Xavier leading us off. We're in a power play situation. Qurling Stones are leading 5-3 over SD Rox.
Yeah. Trying to sneak in a little bit of advertisement there. Oh, Peter Rose, see? They're shouting from the friture there. We'll allow it. We will allow fans to do shoutouts. Hi, Peter.
This one's going to fall in. Interesting there. Doesn't take away that shot stone, but... Now, see, this is something that we learned in... Oh, no. That's correct. I think SD Rox needs to score here, so they're going to want to put something at the front and not kind of draw it over to the side there. We made that mistake. We were down and we had hammer, and we ended up drawing over to the side, and
yeah, I remember we tried to freeze it up against that stone in the house, and Dirk said, well, you can't do takeouts, so why don't you just put something on the button? They can take it out and then guard it afterwards. That was the catch, and we totally forgot about, oh yeah, that's right.
The takeouts, the no takeouts.
It feels like you're leaving a sitting duck, but if you put a good guard afterwards, then your sitting duck becomes a sneaky duck.
This one's gonna come up a little bit light.
Get in the house. This is too light. Daniel disappointed.
I will be able to use that as a guard, maybe, but it is quite wide. We'd be splitting the house quite a lot and possibly not being inside that yellow. So. So yeah, this is... I don't know what they need to split the house, but I guess they're going to go try to get behind that guard and take away that position from SD Rox, but we'll see. It's going to be a bit inside, but... Ooh, also going to trickle a little bit deep.
Yeah,
Danielle is going to be able to help sweep this one
picks in the back of the house.
Further into the back, but yeah.
It's behind the guard, so if you had to choose, maybe it's better to get it deeper and then sneak behind the guard than to leave it open and use as a hit and roll.
It's still kind of open. Yeah, getting it deep in the house. If it's not going to get to the position that they needed it, this is fine. But this is going to allow Stephane to kind of draw onto it and use it as backing because it will sit second shot, maybe? But I'm not 100% sure about that.
Also looks heavy. I don't think it'll fall enough. It'll just go straight through.
Yeah, that's gonna just miss a little bit. Yep, a little heavy.
Stephane is a bit, yeah, wouldn't say off guard, but I've seen a better Stephane in the men's senior challenges. So
yep.
struggling a little bit. I hope you can find his better draw weights in the second half of the game. You don't want the snowball to kind of slowly keep running and then you kind of lose grip of the game. See another team score more and more.
Is that going to curl over enough? Not really.
Then make sure it drops that before the T line. Alright, so now what do you want to do with your SD Rox here?
They're going to just hit and roll over, try to get their guard over, keep the house split. Force Qurling Stones to chase or put something else out there that's a little bit that's unprotected like this, and then they'll just be able to kind of tap them away. But they're going to want to try to set up a 3 house or a big end here. One's going to curl over. Is it going to curl over enough, or is it going to nose hit? Nose hit.
So Stephane and Danielle, they switch position with Stephane now throwing the middle stones, or was that the case with the
That's always been the case, yeah.
Okay.
They stirred up. No, they did switch it earlier.
Yeah, I remember Stephane at some point throwing first and last, and now throwing the middle stone, so they switched.
Yeah, they just switched that, yep.
I was just thinking, did they switch with this end, or was that the case with the previous ends? Because if Stephane was missing some of these last stones, that could be a reason why they
switched at the last end, because Danielle had to try to draw on the last stone at the last end, so... They hold this one. Is it gonna? It's gonna catch it, but it's gonna roll out. All right, this is gonna allow Stephane to draw over again behind the guard. Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate miss there for Xavier and Christoph. I don't want to call it a miss because they got rid of the stone, but they actually kind of did the job for SD Rox by having their shooter slide away. So they really wanted to leave that in the house somewhere and kind of force SD Rox to do something with it. Not gonna quite get buried, but it does get.
It's a bit wide.
That's just so tough getting that line right. It's still exposed. Let's see what the Castle boys are gonna do here.
I think it's just use it to hit and roll, and they have take it roll all the way over to the left side and get it behind their guards.
Looks like they're trying to play a draw up against it. Not necessarily a bad thing if you want to try to prevent a big end. Put something up. If they can get a little bit inside that they're sitting shot, then that's great. But if it's even if it's second, then it's taking away points from SD Rox and could be, yeah, it'd be hard to get rid of. So
Stephane is kind of doubting whether there is a little bit of dirt underneath the stones, messing with his mind.
I am sure there is dirt on the stones. Once this one starts to curl, it's really going to go.
Needs to fall though.
It's a little heavy. Not the freeze that they wanted, but it does get rid of it. Leaves it sitting out in the open. Yeah, so this will be an opportunity to score 2 here for SD Rox.
Yep, this is their final stone, so they already have a point. The only thing they need to do is add a second one, and they have that yellow stone to aim for. It always helps if you have a little bit of aim instead of trying to draw it in a completely blank area.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a point yet. They have one sitting in the house, but it's second, so they need to get rid of this, because if they miss this, then it's another steal for Qurling Stones. It's also important that the shooter stays.
Yeah.
This looks inside.
Yeah, and this is going to fall way too hard.
It's already offline.
It's over curls. Stephane gave up like it's no use.
Oh,
Daniel
no.
disappointed, then look at it fall. I mean, no. This is a goner. This is not the kind of takeout they needed with that speed.
No. That was a draw weight.
Yeah, that was a draw weight, and they didn't need a draw weight. They just need a kind of a clean nose hit.
Yeah. Yeah. The way that they set up the broom, that was something for. Yeah. Ooh, another steal for the Qurling Stones.
Yeah, this is unexpected, but the Qurling Stones are. And they're playing well, and they're forcing SD Rox to keep making mistakes. And normally, if you're sitting shot, but the other team has the hammer and they can just take a shot for a point, you're fine with that. That's a good situation. But as you get deeper into the game and as you fall behind, you get to feel some pressure.
Yeah.
You have to make these shots, and then that pressure could temper with your mind.
Yeah, I mean, and SD Rox was just looking at a chance to even things out, and then now they're down 3.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's a huge swing right there.
The 3-point advantage that SD Rox had after the first end is now a 3-point advantage for Qurling Stones after 5 ends. So 3 ends to play, which means SD Rox cannot be happy with just winning an end.
Nope, and they've used their power play. They were trying to set up a big end, and ended up getting it stolen from them. So
if they just win all of their ends with 1 point, they tie the game. So if they want to win the game, they have to look for options to score multiple points. And that changes the way you set up games, make choices, take more risks.
Yep. So here we have Xavier leading us off in the sixth end. It's Qurling Stones lead 6-3 over SD Rox.
This seems good. They need to sweep it. Has to be past the guard.
Not
too
gonna
light.
get past it, no.
But again, split is always a good option.
It worked out for him, yeah.
Yep. So Stephane opting to guard it.
Yep.
I mean, it's a split, but they're still in play. They have 2 corner guards they can use later down the game.
Yep.
Interesting game. going for the guard. It's across the hog line, and this seems like a very good center guard.
Yeah, not bad, but with the way the ice curls, that it's easy. That's, I don't want to say it's easy to get around, but that's something they can get around. And yeah, setting up for a draw here. They're just going to try to bring it right through.
Yeah. No pressure here for Qurling Stones, although, is it light? Is it...
Might be a little bit inside. If they can sweep this,
they
can get around the guard.
Don't
there
have a
it
bad
goes.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's looking very nice.
Oh, that's a great stone.
Yeah, they panicked a bit for no reason, because this is a very good stone. Look at that! Look at that! I mean, applause here again.
Yeah,
and,
you can't
well
do much better
earned.
than that. Yeah, that's now.
It's behind the T line, but you know what?
To be that guy, it's still open. They can still draw it in there, but it's
That's
still
all true. But you've put this stone in front of the other team, like, hey,
you've already
we
turned it
know,
around.
You know how to get it in this position. Now is your turn.
That's
I mean,
your turn. Yep.
And now it becomes a mind game.
Yep. And we've seen SD Rox struggling with their weights tonight. So, you know, if it's this isn't a gimme anymore to just go, okay, well, we'll just put it right on top.
Yeah,
so
SD Rox is trying to defend that that little shot stone. Now they've lost it, so it's a kind of mind game. Like, you can't play the turtle game. You have to go into the offensive mode here.
Danielle kind of putting her hand out wide. It's a little bit outside.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Do you want to tap in the yellow one? I don't think so. So
yeah, you want it to fall over the nose so it rolls over, but
there we have it. More fans of Qurling Stones popping in chat. Hi, Gerardo.
Hello, welcome on in.
Fan of Xavier.
That was a. It does the last stone from SD Rox. It does give them something to use, but you can see it. They're just going to try to guard something in front of it. It's that's all they need to do is just put something in front of it to prevent it from being used. And yeah, definitely not the best execution we've seen from Stephane and Danielle. It's not how we would expect them to perform. I don't know if that's enough ice. But it's so much easier to judge up here. We'll see what they do. Is this one too heavy?
Yeah, you don't want to tap in the redstone though. It's
no, this will be okay.
It's okay, yeah.
A little bit outside of what they wanted.
You know, they take away the option for SD Rox to use their redstone and tap it through, so that's a good guard there.
Yeah, that's a great guard, yeah.
They close the window of opportunities, and that's always a good thing to do, especially if you're leading. You don't have to win points at some point. You don't have to win ends. You just have to squeeze the other team and make sure they have to play difficult stones, have to take risks, and they don't see options to come back.
I see that the way that yellow and red are lined up, they could tap the yellow back onto the red, and it has an angle that it could get back onto the button. But that's such a tough stone.
Yeah, like
you have to get that speed just right. You have to hit it in just the right spot. It's such a low percentage.
Yeah, if you're in the numbers,
here.
if you do the maths, each team always has a mathematical option to win and to score. But yeah, sometimes it's not the easiest option, and I wouldn't want to be in the position of SD Rox trying to throw difficult stones over and over. Feeling you're not in control, feeling you have to fight back with difficult stones.
Need this one to curl over. They don't want their shooter to sit there. Oh, interesting.
Interesting. They lose their red one. I think Danielle made some kind of mimic like, see, I told you this could happen. Now it happens. That's just my interpretation, of course. I can't really lip read.
Yeah, not sure. It's not what they wanted. It does help them though.
It helps them.
But
I mean, at least the Yellowstone loses its backing. If you look at it from the bright side.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Center is a bit open, although that Yellowstone is sitting very nicely there, right in the middle of the house. And it's a doubles game. You don't get to throw 8 stones. You just get to throw 5 stones. You don't have that much time to reset.
Yep. So, but I think this is good positioning for Qurling Stones here.
If they put a good guard.
Just a good guard between those two reds and
or even a good freeze is the better option. But still, I mean,
I wouldn't get greedy because if you leave it just a little bit off or a little bit of separation, then that leaves a double out opportunity. So
correct.
I think at this point, just with being up by 3, just guard that one, steal another one,
guard it, and force SD Rox to throw difficult stones.
This one's going to tap over.
Ooh, now the middle's open, and that was not the tap they needed, so they had to sweep it way earlier to avoid that little tap.
Swept that one, yeah.
So there it is.
And now is an opportunity for SD Rox to hit something and then roll over underneath all those guards up front. So that would it would still leave the button open, but they have the hammer, so they wouldn't mind having a crack at it.
This should be a straightforward stone. But the question is, where do you want it to roll? I mean, the trick is in the roll here.
Ooh, that release looked inside.
Yeah, it's already crossing the center line there.
Crossing its body, and it's just going to drift off. Is it going to catch? It just catches it. But
Just catch it?
Oh!
Yes.
Wow, doubles it out. 6 shot. They got very, very lucky with that one there.
Yeah, although, of course, there's still plenty of room for Qurling Stones to just come through the center and try to creep behind the guards and close the scoring area.
Yep.
Just draw it behind one of the guards there, where Christoph is putting his broom. That's the place you want to put the stone. Put it in the white behind the guards, and then force SD Rox to do a better draw. It's basically just a draw challenge right here.
Yep.
2 stones.
In my... Oh, we got muted. Sorry.
Yeah.
In my head, I'd be looking at that. Well, I could come in and do a takeout or a freeze up against that red in the back and then be sitting 2, but it's not something they need to do because it doesn't help them because the scoring area would still be quite wide. So yeah, just a draw in here. Because even forcing SD Rox to 1 is probably the desired result.
And this is
going to be a bit outside. But there we go, closes off that.
Yeah,
closes
I think
it off.
Since it was too wide, maybe they should have swept it and see if they can tap through, but although I don't think it would have...
No, this works. This works for them. I think this works better than trying to go in because it actually shuts it down.
Yeah, they don't need to go for a steal here. They just need to avoid SD Rox scoring more than 1 point.
So now they do have the opportunity.
They have their corner guards to hit and roll. I mean, that little stone there, the red stone sitting on the corner, could be the perfect stone to use to roll.
Now I like this what they're looking at now because they can play this takeout.
Yeah, same
on the
same
yellow.
With yellow.
A nose hit is fine as long as they get the yellow out of the house. So it's
that's the better option here. Because even nose hit is good. Nose hits or a roll.
Yep.
Towards the center of the house. Both options will give you 2 points.
Yeah, just has to. Once if they get rid of this yellow one, then the shooter just has to stay in the house. So
yeah, worst case here is if you hit it on the outside and then yellow runs back, jams on the redstone and yellow shot. That's the only catch, the only kind of.
It's the difficult. Yeah, I think if we see that, I think we might see handshakes. I think if they don't get this 2 points
I think,
here,
this is also what Stephane is indicating here. Like, make sure, I mean, there's a risk, whereas on that side, we don't have that risk. And Stephane is trying to avoid the risk of running the yellow one back on redstone. So,
changing up the strategy,
Good catch there.
And it's true, they don't have to get this one deep. It just has to bite the whites. Yeah. And
if
that's
it's too
enough.
light, then you can...
make sure that's not too heavy. This looks like it's going to go through.
Inside, the question is it too heavy? Stop? Luckily for them, Xavier's brooming. Had a club broom, but this is 2 points.
Very nice stone from Danielle.
Very nice stones. And what a relief there. They really needed that.
I think that was a little bit close for comfort for her. I think they're very happy though.
Yeah. I wonder who's most relieved, like Danielle or Stephane? Stephane seems also like there's some weight coming.
Both of them, yeah. It's gets them back into the match. It's it's now only down 1. So
such a close game. Such a close game.
Because that was the risk. The risk that if it came from the other side and it jammed on that red in the back and then lost the shooter, then giving up 1, down 4 with 2 to play. Yeah, that would be would be really tough there. So
good for Stephane that he was aware of that little tricky stone there.
Yeah. Yeah, and good shot from Danielle to make that one. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We always say you still have to make it. And some people are really good at it, but we've seen that the SD Rox have had their struggles tonight. So probably a good mental boost for them. Get that shots, get those 2 points, get back into the match.
So stones are getting lined up for this 7th end. And Qurling Stones take the hammer, and I think 1 point should be enough to hand over the hammer again to SD Rox and forcing them for a 2-point tie and a 3-point win. Yep.
But this one definitely 1 point will be good, 2 points will be better. Yep. This will.
Yeah, I think the more the better, of course.
2 points would be almost seal it. I think if they could score 3, they might get a handshake after it. Being down 4, even with but they would have the hammer, so it's tough to call. I don't know that I would say I would give up a handshake or end the match if I have the hammer down 4.
And it's still the doubles. Like, if this stone is very good, they set themselves up for a steal.
Right.
This is too light.
And it's gonna curl
way
over.
Too light. Yeah, this is just stranding. It's not in the house. It'll tap the guard, but it won't even split the guards.
Won't even get to the guard.
Won't even get to the guard. So
hashtag Tim's wrong.
Oh yeah, I mean this couldn't be more wrong on this one. And this is not what they need. I mean, this is such an important first stone. Could make such a big difference if you nail it. You have a completely different end.
Yeah.
So, same for Qurling Stones here. If they make the shot, well, I mean, that's just credit to them for having a good draw weight.
Here goes Xavier's first stone of the 7th end. Christoph pulls out the broom wider way, so I'm guessing he didn't like the time that he saw. That looks like it is going to curl over and tap the guard.
Yeah, it'll also tap the guards. At least they have a little bit more guarding. That's looking at the bright side of things here.
Yep.
But there's still an option for Stephane to make a good draw shot here.
Stephane wants to come up that wall side. Should be able to get that onto the around those guards on the button. Ooh, and Stephane is back to throwing
1 and 5, like the first and last stone. Or is he? No.
No. Danielle threw the first one. Yeah.
I mean, you confused me there for a
I
minute.
confused myself there. This one, unfortunately, a little bit heavy. Going to go out the back and out of play.
Oh, unfortunate. It's like 2 missed stones in a row there for SD Rox. And will Qurling Stones take advantage of SD Rox not finding their weight here? Like 1 stone way too light and then a second one way too deep. Danielle peeking at the scoreboard. How bad is our situation?
Not terrible yet,
No.
but
Like 1 good draw shot for Qurling Stones could make such a big difference here.
yeah.
I mean, remember now they have hammer. SD Rox already burns 2 out of 5 stones.
Yep.
Qurling Stones have 4 stones to play. It just proves that if you start playing curling in a year, you can really progress a lot.
Yeah. You focus on it and you train. They've had some good instruction, I think, working with Tom van Waterschot and Stephane.
This is such a nice stone again from Christophe. I mean, it's not deep enough.
But it's taking lines away.
It's taking lines away.
Yeah.
The draw is gone for SD Rox on that side. So, and they are sitting shot.
I wouldn't say that the draw is gone from that side, but it's much more difficult. But they still have the open ice side to come around.
Yeah.
And we've seen that the ice does curl a lot. So, but it's they've just got to be, you got to wonder what they're mentally going through. They've had some struggles with getting their
could be also like a situation where their confidence is kind of dropping. Like every time you're forced to play a good stone and you remember that you've missed a couple of stones, maybe you feel like you don't have the confidence to play difficult stones.
Yep.
And those difficult stones feel more difficult than on average because you're comparing them with the way you're playing and the confidence you have in that game.
Oh yeah, that definitely has an effect. Ooh, we're going to see they're going to try to clear things up here. It looks like they're going to go for a takeout. Now with a nose hit, this could run the yellow and they could double it out, open up the house completely.
It's not a bad choice to open it up because...
but I think they are just trying
to run back. I don't know.
No, it's going to peel things open, but it leaves the yellow in there. Gets rid of their own red, loses the shooter.
Yeah, I don't think they get a lot of advantage from the stone.
No, that did not help them very much.
No, I mean, still leaves Qurling Stones in a situation where they have just another attempt to make a good draw stone. Now over at the left side. And SD Rox down 3 out of their 5 stones. They only have 2 more stones to make a move here.
Yep.
And they have to go for a steal. I mean, they're looking at the score. They know...
well, I don't know that they need to have a steal.
Well...
Because that would... If they manage to steal 1...
Yeah?
It's tied going into last end, but then Qurling Stones have the hammer.
Okay, but it's still doubles.
Yeah, it's
if you're tied and you get to throw that first stone, and if you throw that first stone on the pin in a tie situation, I would always sign for that scenario.
I feel okay with that. Yeah.
The opposite is you're down.
You're down 2.
You're down 2 in a doubles game, and the opponents can put one on the pin.
This seems quite wide. Light, so this isn't going to help them.
This is very wide. It's not falling at all here.
Does get into the house, but now it sets up like a hit and roll possibility here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in that case they should have swept it behind the T line to make it useless for SD Rox to use. They're still going to... yeah, they still want to clean and put all of their hopes on the last stone, even though they don't have hammer. It's...
well, I think if they can get this run back, then it'll give them an opportunity to try to draw behind the guards so that they would have something to draw behind. Personally, I think I'd be trying that hit and roll over, or...
There's still a path to the pin, and as long as that option is there, do you want to take those risky shots?
That's another one that's outside.
They've already kind of burned 3 stones so far.
Yeah, it's quite heavy.
And this is number 4 that they don't have, and now yellow is sitting 2 in the house.
They forgot to catch the stone and ricocheted back and hit the hack. Yeah, that one was a little too risky for me. Yeah, I think if you were going to play an upweight stone, I would have tried playing that hit and roll. But even then, I still think the draw was there.
Yeah, I would have tried the draw. I mean, we know the ice curls if you have the right weight and the right broom. And even if it's still a bit too short, you can always tap it better with the following stone. Maybe they're trying too hard with those risks.
Maybe.
And of course, if they work, you can always say that was brilliant. The plan was brilliant. But
yeah. But I think that sometimes it's a bit, you get behind and it's sort of like a mini panic, you know, panic mode. It's like, okay, we have to do this, we have to do that, and you miss out some more rational or higher percentage shots.
Yeah, you create some kind of blindness for obvious choices because you feel like you're in a position where you have to try difficult stones to get back. We've all been there. Normally we have Dirk to point us like, why didn't you just do that? In most cases, he's right about those calls.
This one's going to curl around.
This is good.
Past the guard. See, that's proof right there.
Yes,
there was plenty of room.
Plenty of room there with a bit more weight. That would have been a very nice draw shot.
Jacques says your neighbor correctional officer is watching you.
Is that a threat?
Welcome on in.
Yeah. The police is watching you.
I don't think we're doing anything illegal, but I'm not 100% sure of all the laws in Belgium, so... Alright, well, so now Danielle has to go to...
As long as Jacques is not the correctional officer of the fashion police, Christophe and Xavier should be okay, but... Alright. Back to the tension of the game. Last stone for SD Rox. And Qurling Stones are sitting 2 right here. They need a good stone, and they need a good stone that is not only sitting shot, but is also in a place where it's protected. If it's open and they leave a takeout opportunity, a hit and roll, whatever, Qurling Stones could take 3 points, and then that's a handshake. I think that Danielle is has given up on the stone, saying it's way too heavy. The question is it? Can they then use that? No. That's a goner. Yeah. And I think this is it. If I would be SD Rox, this stone would feel like the check, where Qurling Stones is now going to put the checkmate stone in the house.
You just need 1 in the house. Yeah, open draw for 3.
Yeah.
They just, and it doesn't need to be anywhere. So I would come up that wall side.
Yeah, I mean,
well, actually, no.
They have so much opportunity here. They can't really miss. There's no way they can tap in a redstone. The worst thing they can do is leave it short
or go long.
Or go long.
I would potentially come up that open ice side.
I mean, they even already have 2 stones, so they're leading by 3 going into the last end, and they could even increase their lead with this last stone. So, looking at Danielle and Stephane's faces, I think they kind of feel like it's over. They're just waiting for the stone to be thrown, to be played. Maybe they already decided, well, we're gonna shake hands, even if it's 2 points instead of 3.
Yeah, down 3 with the hammer though, but they just not been playing that great tonight, so
that adds up. This stone looks good.
This one is going to get down there.
The weight is fine. It's in the house, and that's 3 points for. Look at that. It's
that's
even a very
nice
good stone.
Yeah, very good stone.
And this is it. And there is the high 5. Well, I don't want to make the call for SD Rox. Are they?
So they're gonna play one more.
They're gonna play. Well, that's unexpected. I've seen SD Rox shake hands in this kind of situation earlier.
Yeah. But it's a big lead for the 9 to 5. So they're up by 4.
They're up by 4. They can only score a max of 6 stones in doubles game. So.
But you know, maybe they want to just have a little practice. They don't want to give up. You know, it's totally up to SD Rox whether they want to stay playing or not. You can't force them to shake hands until it becomes mathematically impossible for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
So if they somehow lose 2 stones, oh no, they'd have to get 3 stones out of play in order for that to be mathematically impossible. So as long as everything's there, but. We will see.
And
so,
what a roller coaster! They opened up with a tree house, like open up 3-0. Then it felt like all sunshines and rainbows. The path to victory was straight, bright, and then suddenly the snowball kicked in.
Yeah, I mean,
layer per layer.
The Qurling Stones coming right back with the 3 of their own in the seconds. You know, and then 3 straight steals. Yeah, it really just kind of came. I think that 3 in a second to tie things up right away had a big psychological effect on this game.
Agreed. Good sweeping there. Get it as deep as possible. Get it as close to the pin as possible. It's not shot, but it's a good stone.
Not shot, but that's a good stone. They don't need to do anything here except make it hard for SD Rox to score.
It's sitting perfect. It just needs a little kiss to sit shots, and that's one side covered. Now SD Rox is going to draw over on the other side. This is their practice time. Danielle indicating she doesn't feel very confident about the weight, I think, or the line, or both.
It doesn't look too bad. Oh, there it starts to curl over, though. I need to make sure this gets down. That's going to actually...
a lot more than I would have thought it would. Maybe they should have had more faith in the stone and sweep it to get it on a pin.
They should have, yeah. A little sweeping, early sweeping would have helped carry that one down.
Yeah. Now...
That's not a bad stone for...
No, but if you can get the yellow one in between, and your yellow one is sitting very strong, right?
Yeah.
And that's so what Xavier's looking at, like tap it in between.
I don't think they need to do that though. They've got that one. The scoring scoring area is already quite small.
Basically, they just have to avoid SD Rox to score 4 points. Mm-hmm. That's the bottom line narrative for their battle plan here.
Yeah. For me, as soon as takeouts are available, if Qurling Stones should just start taking stones out.
Yeah, if they want to play some rockets,
it would be the time to do it.
Yeah. And this one also will fall hard. Maybe let it tap on the guard to give it a little bit more space. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That leaves it a good position.
Right, and a quick decision there for SD Rox. Trying to draw it. Yeah, see if they can stack up a lot of red stones on the red zone. And who knows? I mean, suddenly they at least could make
an effort.
Nervous. Yeah,
they could get an effort. Yeah.
this looks fine.
Looks
And
pretty good. Just make sure the weight though.
Yeah, previous stone felt very hard as soon as it dropped below a certain weight, and this one does as well. And it'll lands very nicely and takes away the option for that yellow stone to creep.
Now they're
onto the
sitting
pin.
2, yeah.
They're sitting 2, and if they can get rid of that yellow stone somehow, that could be an interesting situation.
Yeah.
So for Curling Stones, I think they either have to get rid of some red stones or they have to protect their yellow stone by freezing up against it. And
I think it looks like what they're going to do here is they're just going to send a rocket in because, that red one is sitting out, so they could angle it over, potentially get rid of 2.
That would be
With the right angle, they could probably get rid of all 3. So.
Yeah, remember they can give up 3 points even and still win the game, so they just have to make sure they don't allow SD Rox to make a stack of stones right there. Just have to do some cleaning. And then it's a matter of not being too white. Immediate sweeping. This could over curl. This is inside, and the question is what will happen now?
It's gonna just clean up.
What will happen if it hits the guard? It will be a split of the guards.
That's okay for them, though.
That's okay. They don't need those guards anyway.
It's gonna force SD Rox to do something, but I think they're gonna try to freeze up against it.
Yeah, and they want to put stones in the house. I think but they're still looking for options to win the game if they have a chance, and in order to do that they need as many stones as possible in the house, as close to the pin as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're down how many points? 4 points?
They're down 4.
So they need to score 4 points to force a tie, 5 points to win a game. They can't really put stones in front of the house.
No, they can't guard. They have to go, and I think what they're going to do here is they're going to draw over and try to tap that yellow one a little bit further away.
Yeah, make sure that yellow one becomes as useless as possible. In a normal game, you would make different choices, but well, the score is also deciding on how you're playing and what options you ignore and what options you follow.
Yep. There's nothing left after this ends, so you might as well take a little bit more risk and
just imagine if they would pull off this amazing comeback. We would feel really stupid over something. Yeah. I mean, we would be like, oh my god, they should. They're probably going to shake hands here, but then that would be one of the most spectacular comebacks of the Belgian Curling League so far. I don't really recall more spectacular comebacks.
It's a little bit heavy.
It's okay. It's I don't know. Well,
no, it moves that red one back, so now they have to move that yellow one.
Yep.
Sitting 2, but they wanted that one to curl over just a little bit more.
Interesting. Well, they have options to get rid of the yellow one, I think. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's...
At least they're making Curling Stones a bit nervous. That's the least.
Yeah. And honestly, these guys just need to send something down. And move a red one out of the way. It doesn't matter. Anything else, they don't need to worry about scoring. They're looking at the wrong things. They just need to send
a rocket. Get those red stones out of the house. If you slam in a rocket, you will get at least 1 red stone, possible 2, and that will save the day. I mean, there's only one way for them to lose their victory, and that's by allowing SD Rox to pile up their stones.
Yeah. So they're looking at a draw. I don't know what they're looking at, but they just need to. Yeah, maybe they're looking at where they need to send it.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe that, and that's right there would be the right ideal.
I think they're like, okay, if you send it in the middle, but then will we lose our Yellowstone? Well,
they don't need to worry about that.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not. That's not important at all. So we're gonna see a rocket here.
Rocket Man. Christophe getting ready on the launch pad. T-. I'm not gonna count down because players take some time to relax and prepare. This is it. Immediate sweeping, and this seems a bit inside as well.
No, it's gonna catch on those stones back there, so it's still gonna be okay.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful double take out there. And they
Very
are
nice.
setting second shots with only 2 red stones. So that takes the danger out of the situation. Very good stone there.
Very, very good stone there.
Perfect. This is what they needed. I mean, this is just... SD Rox are setting shots. Qurling Stones second shots. Their second shot is sitting behind the guard, so takes away so many options, and so takes away a little bit of the hope for SD Rox to do a miraculous comeback here.
Yeah.
They only have 2 stones to play left, so
Yeah, they can still, and they're looking at this double here, and so they need to be just a little bit off nose on that yellow. Their shooter will stay. It might knock that red one a little bit to the side, but I think they should. They could be able to get these 2 yellows out, but yeah, this is gonna be a big stone for them. It's their only chance to even draw.
yeah, we didn't have a lot of shot of the matches so far in this game, but this could be one of those if it's a perfect execution.
It's inside.
It is, it is.
And so, and that's going to be, it's going to catch that guard.
Yeah,
They did.
and this is it, I think. Danielle is kind of unhappy because that was their last hope stone.
Yeah.
They only have 1 more stone to play, which means mathematically they
can't win. No.
It's over. That was
So,
that sealed the deal here. So if you're, just throw in another rocket for the fun of it. I mean, you could say, well, we're gonna throw it wide, but if you want to throw something wide, just throw it straight in the middle.
Yeah.
But this is the GG.
Yep.
And now we're going to see a fun stone.
Maybe.
Show stone, maybe. And it's Xavier. I mean, I know Xavier is really in favor of throwing these rockets. There's nothing they can really...
No, they're going to go wide. They're actually going to draw this. Interesting choice.
Yeah, we have been so wrong with calling or trying to get inside the heads of these players.
Yeah. But I don't think they realize that they don't need to score to win, or that they don't need to throw this.
They're still looking to win the end here, I think.
Yeah.
And they're not going to win the end, but that doesn't really matter. I think also maybe Danielle and Stephane are saying, well, guys, you know it's over, right? I mean... Danielle said, well, it's over, but then again, do we want to play the last stones? Do we just want to wrap it up here, or...?
I mean, that did pretty well. That locked it in. Honestly, that wasn't necessarily a bad call to play that. It didn't. It's not going to hurt anything, and it's really going to make it so that they can't get rid of this, because now the way it's crossed over, or they're overlapping, that the yellow is going to jam back on the red anyway, no matter what they do. The only option is to try to play this red in to move the yellow away. So there's, it's all but academic at this point. This is
well, they're at least consuming all of the thinking time they need for this important stone that is going to decide the fate of the game. But I think that's training at this point, just trying to have this kind of situation, make decision in an actual game situation, and use it as a training. But they're not going to win this game. They have 1 win and 2 losses after this game. And the question is, what are their ambitions for this B group? I think we noted them as one of the kind of favorites to take one of the top 3 positions in their group. It's not over yet. They just played 3 games, so they can get back. It's not over. But they have some tough competition, and remember, in their group we have Bilenki and we have IDK with Timo and Mirtes. So those 2 teams are basically, it's too soon to tell, but basically kind of locked in for first and second position, and then the battle will be for that 3rd place.
Yeah, that ever important 3rd position. I mean, this one's not heavy enough. It's gonna come up.
and that's too short, and that's
And
not
she
a...
stopped it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. That's kind of a weird way to end the game there, but
yeah, it was already over. So
there's the handshake.
there are the handshakes.
And we saw an interesting game. I mean, that's for the fans and for the fans of curling. This was an interesting game here. Underdog won the game.
I would just like to point out that I picked the winner.
Yeah,
I went for the underdogs. I was correct. Hashtag John's right.
Hashtag John's right. This is the... I feel like we're entering a new era of Belgian curling here.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some things wrong next time. So let's not get too used to this.
I think as Danielle is dropping her broom, the two skips are moving, making their way over to the far end of the sheet to make it official, to put down the official score, so everybody at home.
Oh, they're probably putting the... oh, there you go. Stephane is putting up the score. Appreciate that.
Extra karma there for the king of Belgium curling. And most other days, today a little bit less. There it is.
There we see it.
They are preparing for a session of broom stamping here. Lots of stuff to talk about, and I think that's what we can do right here in our booth.
So, I was right.
You were right, yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna say it loud. I was right.
Luckily, I didn't put my house on the line. I was kind of considering, well, should I bet everything? My house, my wife, my firstborn child, but luckily I didn't.
I want none of those things.
Well, that's your loss. But yeah, coming back to this game, it was very interesting. I mean, SD Rox was the favorites to win this game. They opened up with 3 points. At that point, I had a feeling, well, this is going to be an easy ride. They're going to just take the game, allow Qurling Stones to steal 1 or 2 or take their hammer games, but this is not going to be an interesting game. But all of a sudden, Qurling Stones, they came back, put another 3 points on that second end, and then they started their little snowball there. The snowball kept on snowballing, and you could see the confidence level with SD Rox dropping with each stone, with each end. Also because they were missing some stones that, well, were not the most difficult stones. And yeah, that's how you end up losing games sometimes. It becomes a mental game, and then the question is, can you keep up your mental spirit, or are you going to slide in that little cone there?
Yeah, SD Rox, they struggled, and you saw it, and you could see it's like you said, it snowballed. Not taking away anything from Qurling Stones. They played a fantastic match. Good job to them. They're gonna move quite high in the rankings. They'll probably move up to 3rd.
Yeah, I think they move up to 3rd or 2nd. That's also because not everyone played as many matches, but yeah, they at least make a big jump. Yep. And they can, if they have some hope or aspiration or ambition to kind of steal away that 3rd position, they're still in the game, and who knows, maybe they are the dark horse of this group. Yeah,
that's right now it looks like it. So I think that's going to be it for us tonight. It is Friday night. We've got a couple more matches tomorrow. Early matches for us to start, and then we've got another broadcast, a doubles match later. So thank you everybody who joined us. Don't forget to do the like, subscribe, ring the bell kind of thing.
Yeah.
It really helps us out if you guys do click likes, if you do share the videos. We're glad to have you. Yeah. So
that's a good way to end a story, and I think we can see you guys tomorrow morning, doubles game in Group A, and we'll have Kurdia against Goed Bezig. And that's our game against Frank. We're going to be mic'd up. We'll be less dynamic in terms of camera work, but it will be way more dynamic in sense of feeling you're on the ice with us, overhearing every step of the game, overhearing our tactical choices, overhearing our swear jar moments, maybe. I don't know. It could be very interesting, and at least... But that should be an interesting stream.
All right. So thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye now.